Hello friends, the topic of discussion in this video is runtime polymorphism or dynamic binding, that is the virtual function in C++ programming. To be very brief at the very beginning of the video, I would just give a brief idea of the virtual function. That is, when we use the same function name in both base and the derived classes, the function in the base class is declared as virtual. When a function is made virtual, C++ determines which function to use at runtime based on the type of object pointed to by the base pointer rather than the type of the pointer. So this is the concept behind the virtual function, which will be clear to you after I explain the illustrative program which demonstrates the use of the virtual function, for which I have written a program for you friends. I will show you the program, so let's open the program first. Hash include iostream using namespace std. Class base, I have taken a class base which represents the base class, under which there is the public section in which there is a member function display. The display function only shows a statement, the base version, cout the base version, endl. After that we close this class definition. We come to the next class, which is named as derived, class derived, public base. So this is the derived class which has been derived in the public mode from the class base written above. This also contain a function of the same name, which is display. So in this case, I will write this as virtual to implement the runtime polymorphism or to implement the concept of the virtual function. So this void display, and this is the virtual void display. The function has the same name in both the cases, that is in the class base as well as in the class derived. But the content of the display function of the class derived is nothing but cout the derived version, which prints this message. After that, we go to the main section and write in this way, base b. What is this base b? It is the object created for the class, for the base class base. After that, I have also instantiated the derived class by this statement, derived d. After that, base star bptr. So what is this base star bptr? Base star bptr is, I have declared a pointer to the base class b, to the base class base, that is the bptr. So base star bptr is a pointer to the base class, in which in the next statement I have assigned the address of the object of the base class base, that is the b, by this statement, bptr is equal to ampersand b. So bptr is equal to ampersand b. So now we come to the int main section. Here we instantiated the base class with the object b and the derived class with the object d. Base star bptr is the pointer variable of the type base class, of the type base. So this bptr is nothing but a pointer to the class base, in which in the next line I have assigned the value of the address of the object b. I have invoked the display function in this manner, that is BPTR arrow display. BPTR is equal to ampersand D. So in this case we see that the address of the derived class object, that is the D, this is the object of the derived class derived, that is D, and this address of D is being assigned to the same base pointer BPTR, and after that we invoke the function display by the same statement which we have used in this line, that is BPTR arrow display followed by return 0 statement and end of the main section. So what will be the output? So let's see the output first and try to analyze what is happening over here. So let's go to this run. We see there are two lines, the base version, the derived version. So what we can explain from this output is that if we just drag it a little towards the right, this has the base version message attached to this display function of the class base. The message derived version is contained in the display function of the class derived. When we invoke the display function in this line BPTR arrow display, before which we have assigned the address of the base class object B to the base pointer BPTR, we can see that the base class version of the display function is being invoked. After that, when we assign the address of the derived class object D into the same base pointer BPTR and invoke the function BPTR arrow display, then the display function associated with the derived class derived, this display function will be invoked, because the base version, since it is a base pointer, we should expect that this BPTR display would have invoked the base version. But since we made this base class version virtual by the application of the keyword virtual before this void display, so this function has become a virtual function. And this virtual function helps us to invoke the function with the same name in the derived class. This virtual function helps us to invoke the derived version of the display function when the address of the derived class object ampersand D has been assigned to the base pointer BPTR by this statement BPTR display, which invokes the derived version. So that is the reason why we can see in the output that the first statement, the first line or the message which we get in the output is the base version, and next it is followed by the message the derived version. So this is nothing but the implementation of virtual function or runtime polymorphism in C++ programming. I hope it is clear to you, friends, the concept of the virtual function or runtime polymorphism in C++. And still, if you have any doubts and queries in your mind, you can well post your doubts and queries into the comment section so that I can address them. Thanks for watching this video.